Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. So I know it's been a while since I posted a video. I'm working on a project right now for you. Just something to kind of address $300 and $500 builds. I'll do a review on GeForce now. I've already got a preview video up on the company Facebook page, but that's taking a little longer than I thought. It's a little harder to pull together than I thought, but I'm still going to get it done. For now, though, I'm going to go ahead and do a build spec video just to get something out there for you and to let you know where things are with the market. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and do two builds tonight, one Intel and one AMD, and I'll just do a brief explanation as to why after. And we're back. So, the reason why I threw in an Intel build here is Intel with their UHD 770, they did good. I mean, they're not AMD, but they're a good flip side. So if you're looking for something that's good at CPU tasks, maybe better than an APU with AMD, which is more graphics focused, this is a processor for you. Because it's got 10 cores, 6 one type, 4 efficiency, I believe. I'll throw in a link to a description on what that means. The motherboard has a decent amount of Gen 4 M.2 slots, plus if you want to add an M.2 Wi-Fi adapter, you can go ahead and use one of the 4 slots for that. 16 gigs of RAM, 3200 megahertz. This is my favorite case for ventilation. The only thing I didn't do was add on fans, but I mean, they're cheap enough. It's like 50 for a pack of 5 for the one deal I saw. So you should be able to get enough 120s to be able to cool that case fairly well for both builds. And it shouldn't cost you an arm and a leg. I like Gen 4. Had a good example at in school. I had to run Visual Studio, and I was on a machine that was not as efficient at data transfer, and I came to the point where I actually had to reinstall Visual Studio, and at that point at the lab I had to call it. But with Gen 4 drive, that doesn't hurt as much. I'm able to get to what I need to done without it feeling janky or broken. The 4 terabyte backup drive, because of course the M.2 is going to be your boot drive. The 4 terabyte drive I use for gaming and storage, but you can also use for work purposes, so storing files and getting them whenever you need them. The 500 gigs will be more than enough. The 1 terabyte's like maybe $40 more, but I think 500 is good to work with as a boot drive. You can get an SSD for not too much for if you want something faster for your work but want more storage. Thermaltake's a good brand. The Hyper 212 has a good review. The 12th gen Intel processors, they get a bit toasty, so you want to make sure you have decent cooling. And then that's it for the Intel build. So the only downside is it's a little bit more expensive. You don't get as much out of the APU side of things, but you still get those new cores. You have the AMD build here, which is going to do better graphically, but doesn't perform as well when it comes to CPU-based tasks. So you'll get a higher frame rate in games and a little bit better looking. They're not going to be like 1080 high. And again, I said this in one of my earlier videos, this is not what this is meant for. This is meant for you to be able to go out and game now, so you don't have to go and buy some jank scalped GPU in the middle of a parking lot. The option here on both systems is you can upgrade to a GPU later. You can also, and I kept the rest of the parts the same, so I'm not really worried about that. Where was I going with this? With these, if you're not happy gaming at like low resolutions or whatever, at the very least, these give you a decent starter system to be able to go ahead and game reliably on Fortnite or Destiny 2. Buddy of mine plays with us now and again, and he has no problem, and he's on a last-gen 3400G. And on his computer, I was able to get Arkham Knight up to max settings, 900p. I just threw it a couple extra gigs of RAM, but it worked perfectly fine. Something else you can do is the GeForce Now, which is something I'm going to be reviewing, which is a game streaming service. So if you want to be able to go ahead and try out a game at max settings and you have a decent enough internet connection, you can try for free for an hour or pay for their subscription. I'll go into more detail on the review, but I'm gonna tip my hat to Intel. They at least tried to up their game. I mean, their processors never really did as well on the graphics side until recently. And I want to say, hey, the more the merrier. And if we can keep getting better, having a CPU with a built-in GPU that's moderately competitive is going to help those who can afford to pay somebody $900 or $1,600 for an entry-level graphics card. Last-gen graphics cards going for around $400 or $500. So yeah, keep the APU spirit going. For right now, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching my quick little build spec. Go ahead and comment. I love the feedback. Positive or negative, too abusive, I'll go ahead and toss it. But again, the community has been really awesome. So like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great night. Bye for now.